The Oscars are weird and not always respectable. There are so many infamous moments that have come out of them. When Suicide Squad won Best Hair and Makeup over Star Trek Beyond, I was salty.
Star Trek Beyond, Suicide Squad.
The Oscar goes to Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is the worst movie ever made, and it deserves nothing. When we learned that some Academy members don't even watch all of the films they're voting between, I was furious. When La La Land got baited and the actual winner was Moonlight, well, I was happy because I loved Moonlight.
We lost, by the way.
When Crash or The Greatest Show on Earth won Best Picture over, good movies, well, I was 3 and not born yet. But those movies suck. Crash literally beat out Brokeback Mountain, and I have to assume that's homophobia because, like I said, Crash sucks and Brokeback Mountain is stellar. And then there's...
Something just came across my desk, John.
But what about things where you hear them and just go, oh, alright, I guess? That's exactly what I thought when Coda won Best Picture in 2022. I wasn't particularly that attached to any of the nominees it beat out besides Dune, but honestly, I wasn't really that in love with Dune winning Best Picture. I also had an inkling of I wouldn't mind if Belfast won Best Picture because, Ireland. Also, the main guy from 50 Shades of Grey that's hot but sucks at acting gives a magnificent performance in Belfast. He sings too. A great voice. So that's pretty cool. That gives it another point. I always try to watch every Best Picture nom, but I actually had not watched Coda because it did not get a theatrical release and was confined to Apple TV. Now that I have Apple TV for Severance and Pluribus, I have the ability to watch it. So I did. Because of the new show Task, it took me 6 episodes of Task to process that Maeve was Ruby from Coda, or the actor Emilia Jones. And when I saw that, it finally compelled me to check out Coda because I've been loving her in Task. Before we go any further though, a quick shout out to our sponsor, me. I'm gonna ask that you subscribe and possibly turn on notifications. I put tons of work into my videos, and as of last summer, YouTube decided to really suppress my impressions out of absolutely nowhere. If you were to go and check out some more of my videos, I would appreciate it so much because that's gonna help YouTube want to push my videos more. Now, without further ado, let's watch Coda. There are times in a film when it just clicks. When you saw that first dino in Jurassic Park, when Dorothy first steps outside and Technicolor blesses the audience for the first time ever. And this happened for me in Coda as well. A scene so moving that it fully sold me on Coda being deserving of its Best Picture win. This is our protagonist, Ruby, played by Emilia Jones. In this scene, her music teacher has asked her how it feels when she sings, and at first, she says that she doesn't know. She doesn't know how to answer. Her music teacher presses, just try your best, and so she thinks about it for a second, and ultimately, she signs. Ruby can talk and hear just fine, but she is a coda, that is the child of deaf adults, and she is the sole hearing member of an entirely deaf family. Troy Kotzer plays dad, Marlee Matlin plays mom, and Daniel Durant plays the older brother Leo. Coda is a film about communication, how it can be a privilege or a burden all the same, and how expressing yourself isn't as simple as it may seem, and that's true not just for the deaf characters. I did a lot of reading trying to gather opinions from deaf people in codas, and whilst the movie did bring some controversy and criticism, like the tired trope of deaf people not understanding the appeal of music, or just that they hold the hearing character back, I also found so many people that felt represented, seen, and absolutely loved the film. And while yes, I'm not a coda, nor am I deaf, I don't believe the film actually holds these negative tropes. Yes, Ruby begins to fall in love with singing, and as she gets deeper into it, it causes more rifts in her schedule and familial relationships. This being said, the climax of the film where her family comes in to support her college audition and she begins to sign as she sings was such a beautiful moment, showing that no matter what, these people love each other and want to understand each other. And thinking of this, plus the scene I talked about earlier, it shows us that even though Ruby can hear and feels alienated, she also finds so much expression and safety in articulating herself through signing over speaking. I find the way that they handled the conversations around her role as interpreter in the family to be really gripping and handled well. I absolutely adore the performances from her 4 family members. Emilia Jones brings so much sincerity to Ruby, and not to mention her beautiful singing. Get her on Broadway now. With this and her electric performance in Task, I'm so excited to see where her career goes. Her relationship with Troy Kuster's dad is the emotional core of the film, and I found it to be very effective. There is a scene where Ruby sings to him as he feels the vibration of the sound she's making, and it is so sweet. On top of that, Tony Kuster is so funny. He has great comedic timing in the few scenes he gets to show it off. Marlee Matlin unfortunately takes the role of the meaner parent. There are a few scenes where she is a genuine asshole to her child, and one was so vile that I can totally see why a deaf person could watch this and think, wow, fuck this movie, and then turn it off. But there is an emotional growth there. We see her take from insecure, shy, and projecting to confidence and self-worth. The scene where she talks about how she was so scared of failing Ruby because she was hearing is so heart-wrenching, and Marlee Matlin really brings her all. Last but definitely not least is Daniel Durant, who may be my favorite performance out of the 4 family members. I found his frustration with the family's decisions to be so compelling. I adored it when he exclaims that being deaf doesn't make him helpless, and it's not his or Ruby's problem that other people can't communicate with their family, it's those people's problem. But we know he doesn't fully believe this. We know he's not fully confident in himself, and we see that when he tries to go out with all the other hearing people that work on fishing boats and just can't really bond with them yet. This all being said, I still don't believe that Coda is a perfect movie. I actually found the romantic subplot to be astoundingly boring. It is one of the most generic, by-the-numbers, boring high school romances I've seen from a movie in a long time. And it's really not befitting of the kind of movie that won Best Picture. The love interest is played by Ferdio Walsh-Pilo, and his performance certainly did not help. I found him to be completely unmagnetic. He wasn't charismatic or fun to watch, really in a single scene in the film. And he's in it a good bit, but I don't think that any of the scenes he's in, besides like one, actually develops his relationship with Ruby in a real way. But to be fair, the script wasn't giving him much to work with, and I did really enjoy his performance in Sing Street, so I don't think he's a bad actor, but this was just a miscast. I'm not really feeling any chemistry between him and Emilia Jones, and I do think if they just had a bit more, it could have at least elevated it a bit. I mean, just watch this.
How'd it go?
I choked.
What? Ruby Rossi?
You could say good luck, dude. Like, Jesus. This is one of their final interactions. It's after they've, like, kissed and gone on dates. They've crossed that threshold of awkwardness, yet he still can, like, barely speak to her. Well, what's his problem? Who is this guy? Now, no good coming-of-age family drama is without its eccentric teacher who helps the protagonist. Coda luckily avoids the mistake they made with the love interest and made the teacher very compelling. He is not by the numbers at all, and that is largely due to the casting of Eugenio Derbez. They really let him go for it in this movie as the effervescent Bernardo Villalobos.
Bernardo Villalobos. Bernardo. If you can't roll your R's, steal white people's wallets.
This is no Woody Harrelson in The Edge of 17 or Paul Rudd in Perks of Being a Wallflower. Not that I have an issue with those performances, I love Woody, but Mr. Villalobos is not laid back at all. He's not mysterious or hidden, he doesn't need to warm up to anyone. I love this performance. He steals the show every time he's on screen, though I'm gonna refer to this Letterboxd review for my one complaint. I love this scene too, after her audition. They leave it on a cliffhanger and then this happens. Damn, I hope she got it! So after following this journey of self-discovery and love, concerts, work, and auditions, Ruby rides off into the sunset on her way to music school. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Coda is a predictable-ass movie. I struggled to see how anyone with any knowledge of screenwriting could turn it on and not kind of get exactly what was gonna happen in a scene right once it starts. But I feel that the performances and the emotional heart of the big scenes are just so stellar that I cannot bring myself to find this movie mid. I really enjoyed it, and it led me to seek out the experiences of real codas and deaf people to learn more. And sometimes that's the most beautiful thing about art, giving us perspectives into the experiences of others, even if it's just a start. So whilst Coda is not the most popular film due to its status as the first straight-to-streaming movie to win Best Picture, I don't think it belongs in the category of Best Pictures that didn't deserve it, and maybe Coda is worth revisiting if you were met on it when it released. But what do you think? Should King Richard or Nightmare Alley have beaten out Coda for Best Picture? Well, let me know what you think in the comments. Other than that, remember to like, sub, and check out another one of the videos on your screen. Have a great day or night. Hippo out.